going on? There we go. For whatever reason, my, it wasn't showing me my stream. It said that it had ended. And I was like, I haven't even started. What are you talking about? Ended. I had to erase my blueprint because I needed it. And so I am now remaking it, resetting them up. Yeah, it was like my Twitch on my my laptop was just being weird. I kind of want to go collect all my poisonous peat so I can see how much I have of it. So that I know how much they need to... I want to see... Oh, dang. Because I feel like my controller is not being as good. Like, and I cranked the... I don't know, I just feel like a lot slower. Like, I feel like the stick is not as reactive as it should be. But it's already at the little bit. No, not drifting. It just, like, it doesn't... It feels like I have to, like, really push it hard to get it to go. And then I still don't feel like... I don't know. It just doesn't feel right. Maybe by the end of the night I'll be more used to it. Alright. Let's go put this over here. So it's all in one place and I can keep track of how much I have. Only birds fled from battle. There we go. Guys, have fun with that. I really wish you would stop putting stuff in the chests they don't belong in. That would be great. This is why I mostly deal with, like, full chests all the time. Because I'm so sick of them, like, putting stuff where it's not supposed to be. So if I just put, like, stacks of one in, then they have, like, room to fill it up. But then they can only put that item in there. Right, you can have all of these then. Oh, actually, you have 3 of those. Let's take one of those. For the ladies. Oh, they also have a bunch. Alrighty then. Alright, let's go see, show you what I've done. Ignore the park, I was testing. Updated my guide. And I wanted to make sure, because, people have been asking about, like, how many, like, room combos you can have on an island. So I was just testing to make sure it's like more than just restaurant, that you can have multiples of on the Isle of Awakening. So you can have, there's 4 like zones on the Isle of Awakening. Like the 3 tablet areas, and then like the rest of the island counts as like one zone. And you can have 1 room combo, or like each type of room combo once per zone. So you can have 4 restaurants and 4 playful parks and 4 spa resorts if you so desire. I don't know why you would. But see, this is the rest of the island. So that's my test restaurant that I made. I destroyed the restaurant over here, made it like a castle kitchen or something like that. I don't remember. And so then I only have the 2 restaurants over here, and then Playful Park or Farm or whatever it was over there. And then yeah. But yeah, so this is, I filled it in over the week. Lots and lots of filling. That's all solid now. Don't actually know if this will be the final shape, but I wanted to just get as much filling as possible. So now I'm gonna work on shaping this mountain again. Although I should get my reference picture out of the islands. Or of the mountains that I was using to inspire me. Alright, I'm gonna need to mute this because that person is very chatty. Mute server for 3 hours. That way I'm not getting bombarded with notifications when I'm trying to stream. Oh, Discord's being a butt and not loading any of the pictures. Alright, I don't need that on my bar. Alright, I do need to... I'm gonna do this. Alright, where's my picture? There's my picture. I don't know if that's the right picture I need for this. I need a different picture. Let's see. So now I took lots of pictures from many different angles, specifically for this reason. That's a good picture. I might have made this overhanging a little bit too much. But again, it's easier to break away than it is to fill, so. Faster, I feel like, as well. Yay, new Discord message. All right. Come on, bird. Let's get a good look at that. Nope, bird. You failed me, bird. Failed me. If we do this, then I can have both windows open. Yes. Well, that would be good. All right. I think I need to do from like about here. Because when I was filling it over this past week, I like did not have the picture open, so I sort of forgot like that I was going for. Oops. No, stop. I remember someone complaining about this once, like with the controller, is that like a lot of PlayStation games don't take into consideration that the sticks get dead zones, or like they don't react as well when you just push them a little bit, but the games don't give you a way to compensate that. And so then, whoops. So then it ends up that like you just need a new controller because it's not as reactive as you're used to. Let's go over here. And it's annoying. Because this is a fairly new controller, although I have been playing a lot of builders. I like almost never play on the Switch anymore. Only on the PlayStation. Alright. Bird, come here. Alright. This needs to go down a little bit. Really helps when you're building if you use your references. Then you don't have to fix things or rebuild things. You can just get them right the first time around. Alright. Okie dokie. Oh my goodness. It's all over the place. I did make this whole... Oops. This whole thing just like a little bit too thick, I think. That's more narrow is what I'm going for. Yo. Yo. I'm just not having luck with my buttons tonight. Yeah, narrower is definitely what I need to do for this one. because I was actually gonna leave that. Oh well. Let's make this one a little bit taller than the others. I have gone through so many of these wooden blocks. I make like hang on, I got a math because I don't big numbers. So one stack is like 1,000. And I make 9, so that's like 9,000 stacks. Or that's like 9,000 blocks. Each time I like make blocks or whatever. And I've done that at least 15 times, probably closer to 20. But even like 15 times is like 135,000 blocks that are in this island. It would not even surprise me if it's been like 30 times that I've had to remake blocks. And this is why I use the ones with like infinite resources. Because if I'd had to like collect or even dupe 135,000 blocks, not fun. And I know Unit is willing to help me dupe a lot, but maybe even that would be too much for Unit. This is great because I was thinking that this was like too far forward. So this works. Excuse me, sir. Alright. Those are all the same. Don't want them to be all the same. Oh, I can go down. There we go. That needs to go down. There we go. That is looking better. Get rid of that one. Which one do we want? Not that one. Not that one. Go. Oops. Oh no. I thought that was off like that. Yeah. Ah. It. That. Okay, hopefully that does the trick. Let's look at that. Yeah, that's a little better. I could even make it more narrower. I'll leave it for now. Work on this guy some more. Just gonna have to... Oops. I think I want to move that. Whoops. There we go. Yo. I don't know what I have going on under there, so we'll leave that for now. raining. Alright, bird, show me what we've got. It's so hard to shape a mountain, holy smokes. But I think I'm getting there. Alright. I'm gonna need to mess with this a little bit. Or is building. Lots of building and rebuilding again. Can't help it. Actually think I might connect these one more time. Pictures. Where are my pictures? Pictures. Where did my pictures go? Specific ones that I'm thinking about anyways. That is from the wrong angle. That is also from the wrong angle. That is also from the wrong angle. Oh, that's from the side. That is cool to see. Interesting. I wanna see this one. Can I put that one? Sure can. Sweet. That way I can have two pictures open and still see everything that's going on. Very interesting. The different angles of things really changes the picture or the mountain. Okay. Oh. That. And I kind of need this. Actually. He has returned! Welcome back. How was your day today, Titus? Very busy, yeah. You were saying, did you ever get any of those laptops fixed? Oof. Rough. Just told the customer you couldn't fix it. Ouch. That sucks. Sucks to say, except I need to focus on other things that make more money, yeah. Well, and if it's just like gonna take you forever to be able to fix it, like you gotta look at the how long it takes to fix it versus like how much they're paying, unfortunately. As you're running a business. And sometimes those don't always match up. Like when a guy asks me about fixing an iPod Nano, I still have my iPod. I'm very sad. I keep forgetting to like pull all the music off of it, cause it's gonna die. And when it dies, I'm not gonna have like all that music. Cause this was like from, like I've had this iPod forever. I don't even know like which variation of it is. But like I would go visit friends and then like they would put music on my iPod that they owned. So like I just have so much music on there that like I never purchased but like was given to me by friends and stuff like that. And I don't even know half of what's on there because my kid has mostly taken control over it. And for the majority of the part tends to listen to video game music and Weird Al. I think that will work. Who doesn't love Weird Al? Well, it's so funny because like I remember listening to Weird Al when I was his age. And it's so surreal to remember being his age and like now have a kid that's that age. I was looking at the lineup for like the Scooby-Doo guests for like this Scooby-Doo Guess Who or whatever that's on TV that he's been watching, and if they follow the like the schedule, then tomorrow will be Weird Al on the Scooby-Doo Guess Who, and so that'll be great for him. Do you find anyone who doesn't like Weird Al, check their pulse because they might be dead? That's funny. This is like because in Builders, in Builders you don't want to build anything hollow. And as I was saying earlier, I've already put like probably a good 200,000 blocks into this thing. Now imagine if you'd had to farm 2,000 blocks. In order to build this. So I use wood because it's an infinite resource, and it costs me absolutely nothing to make 200,000 blocks of wood. Yes, there is absolutely a problem with building with hollow. So, here, I will show you. When the world, like when the game renders stuff, if you can see any of the faces of the blocks, they render whether or not you are near them or not. So all the faces of the blocks you can see, and everything that disappears, that's because it's solid, so it is not being rendered by the game. So you can see over here I have like I haven't filled that in yet, it's hollow, so you can see all of it. Same with a couple spots over there, haven't finished filling in yet. So yeah, like it's you definitely want to fill in everything, because then it's only showing you the outer face of the things instead of like the outer face and the inner faces of each and every block. So yeah, you wanna fill in everything and make sure it's nice and solid, and that'll stop the render lag. There have been a few times where I go on somebody's island and it's like I jump and it's like slow motion because it's just so laggy, and I'll be like, I wonder, I'll dig down 2 blocks and yep, the whole underside is hollow. So like the #1 way to fix lag in this game is to not build hollow. Alright, actually I want to just like... I just want to build this up. So I fill in with infinite resource blocks so that I don't have to worry about farming materials. A lot faster that way too. If I run out, then I don't have to like stop building. I can just, you know, take 30 seconds to go make more blocks instead of having to take like an hour to go farm more blocks. Or get a friend to multiplayer dupe with you, but like that still takes a while. To maybe not have that connect quite so much. Change my mind. There we go. So yeah, it works the same with water too. Falling water causes a lot of lag. And the ocean, like the deep ocean, is all falling water. I don't know why they did that, but it's all falling water, which is why it's a little bit laggier when you face the ocean, which is why the default for the Isle of Awakening is mountains around everything to block off the ocean. So yeah, that like it's to stop the draw distance of like having to render the ocean and all that falling water, which really causes a lot of lag. So when you fill up like a lake or whatever, you want to start at the bottom and slowly fill your way up layer by layer for the least amount of lag. On my second game, I dug all of this out. Like all of this is water, seawater. And my Green Gardens tablet is at the top of a lighthouse because I lowered the entire Green Gardens down to sea level. And then, or just above sea level. And then have this channel going through here. And I built right about here, like docks, like right on the edge of the boundaries for the area. I built docks, and I wanted the channel to be deeper. Because what happened was, like, I dug it all out when I was still, like, halfway through Crumbledun. I went through Crumbledun just to get the upgraded hammer so that I could break Umber. And then I came back and, like, destroyed everything in Green Gardens. And I didn't move the story forward until I was finished terraforming Green Gardens and building in Green Gardens. And I had dug down to exactly water level, and I'd had a friend come and pour shallow seawater for me because I didn't have the upgraded pot, so she came and did that for me, so just so I could see what it looked like on the map as I was building it. And when I wanted it to be deeper so that like a boat could conceivably go through the channel, I use sifting sand to just like dig down and like shape it. And then I was like running around on my docks and I realized like I now jumped in slow motion. Like it was molasses over by my docks. So I filled it all back in, molasses went away. So I drained it all, dug down, shaped it, and then filled it from the bottom up. And there was no like, not as much like as when I had like let it all be falling because I had dug it out with the water on top. So yeah, that is how I know the falling water is terrible for this game. Learn from Aura's mistakes. I wonder how much work it would be to make a cofferdam. What is a cofferdam? Cofferdam. I don't think I've ever heard that word before. Huh. Cofferdam. Watertight enclosure from which water is pumped to expose the bed or a body of water in order to permit the construction of a pier or other hydraulic work. Cofferdams are made by driving sheet piling, usually steel, in modern works into the bed to form a watertight fence. Like essentially a dry dock in the middle of the water. Oops, I did not want to do that. I wanted to see the picture. So interesting. View image. Can I please view the image? So wild. Huh. Learn something new every day. It's something they do when making certain types of bridges. A big open well wall and draining everything inside. I could see like building like a dry dock or whatever, like Lilisaur has one on his island. But that's about the only thing I could see building with it. Yeah, so they build this wall with nothing and then drain the inside, and then they built the supports for the bridge, and then they break the wall to put the water back. I only saw like pictures with the wall, so I don't actually know if that's true, but like that's what I'm asking. Right, so they do break the walls. Interesting. That's pretty cool. Bridges are cool. And terrifying. Where I live in Ontario, we had to go over into the US to go to like a Toys R Us or whatever when they were having, like, this was years ago, when they would have the Pokemon events where they would like, stores would have like these machines that would let people download like specific Pokemon, but they never had them in Canada, so we always had to go to the States to do it. And the one time we drove and like we had to go over this like really tall bridge, and I hated it so much, and I'm always terrified now. Anytime I have to like go into the US, I'm like, okay, we gotta find where the tall bridge is and make sure we don't go over it. I may or may not be afraid of heights. There's also a bridge between like I think it's somewhere around like Hamilton and Niagara, or between Hamilton and Niagara, that's like really, really high, and so I never go that way. If I have to go to like Hamilton or Niagara, I make sure I take different routes. Because terrifying. It'd be impossible to build a concrete support in the water. You know what's funny is I often wondered how they built the supports for bridges in the water. Like it often crossed my mind. I'm like, huh, I wonder how they do that. But I never like looked into it. So it's I'm very glad that you told me all about it. There we go. Curiosity like that is how you learn about cofferdams. Well, I had the curiosity and then just like never bothered to feed that curiosity. And so I never learned about cofferdams. But they make sense. Alright, actually we should just go up here. With like a bigger... Anyways, how are you doing, Duke? Welcome. I wonder if I can show you guys the pictures. Let me see if I can do that. I'm gonna need to open Discord on my computer, not my laptop. Oh yeah, I forgot. Discord always has like a million uploads. Updates. You do not like heights, especially if I'm aware of the height. If I were in an interior room on, I don't know, the 20th floor of a building, I would probably be fine. If I was by one of the windows, not so much. Yep. All those videos of like idiots on like glass floors like 20,000 feet in the air or whatever, and they're all like jumping on the floors. It's like what do you accomplish from doing that? Like, either it holds and you're okay, or it breaks and you all die. Like, I don't understand like the risk. I don't understand how people are willing to take that risk. That would absolutely terrify me. I don't go on glass floors because of that. All right, let me get these pictures. I want this one, I believe. Save. We're gonna just save it to the desktop real quick so that I can drag it into this one. Why do I have to choose desktop every single time? Why can't you just remember the last place I saved something? Alright, and then the third one is not that one. Which one is it? It's that one. Up. No. No. That one. Alright, so desktop. Stop asking for other. I want just my desktop, thanks. Alright. Minimize that. Open that. Now I just need to find where they put them. So, I play Genshin, and Genshin has all the different elements, like Geo for earth, Animo for air, Pyro for fire, Electro for electric, and so I'm kind of basing like this elemental island that I'm creating off of that. And so this specific island that I'm building, I'm basing off of Inazuma, and specifically one mountain range in Inazuma. Here, we'll show this picture. This is probably the best one. So yeah, that is the mountain range in Genshin that I'm trying to get a basic shape of. Let's remove that. Yes. And then let's see. Have a different angle. Yeah, slightly different angle. But yeah, so like, this is why I'm struggling, is because it's hard to get a specific, like, cool, intricate shape like that. Remove. Yes. I'll make that bigger so that I can see what I'm doing again. But yeah, that's why I keep like flying up and like looking at like what's going on and being like, that's not right. I'm trying again. It is, I can barely make it up to the third step of a step ladder. I'm the same. Even if someone's holding it steady, it's not considered stable. And I'm the same. Like I had, like there have been a few times at like different works where they're like, oh, I just need you to climb up this ladder and go put that. And I'm like, no. Like, what do you mean no? I'm like, yeah, no, I don't do ladders. I don't do heights. I'm gonna fall and you're gonna have to fill out lots of paperwork. So no, no, we're not doing that. We're not sending Aura up the ladder. And they're always annoyed, but like they can't make me. Like it's against OSHA or whatever the heck. Like if you're not confident on a ladder, you should not be on a ladder. It is not safe. And so I've never like had a boss like try and force me to do it, thankfully. But like, yeah. I just don't do heights, don't do ladders. Still waiting for them to invent transparent aluminum. Phobias aren't rational. You can't just think yourself into doing it. Exactly. This is like... My kid would get mad at me when I would scream when I would see a spider, and I'm like, it's like I can't like you know, not scream. Like it comes out of my mouth before I even realize what I'm doing, especially if it's a big one. And then I'm like, oh man, shriek. But yeah, like those are aura spheres. Spiders, heights, and deep water, because there are scary monsters lurking in the deep water. I don't care what anyone says. We have no idea what's down there. It's scary monsters. Alright, let's have a look at this. Not spiders for you, moths. Can I stand them? I'll go across the room if one got near me. See, I don't like moths, they annoy me, but like, I'm not gonna shriek if one like flies into a room. Whereas in like, when I see a spider, I'm like, if it's anywhere near me, I shriek. But if it's like on the other side of the room, I'm like, husband, spider, and he comes and kills it for me. because I can't do it. It's so funny because there have been a few times in which like I shriek because of the spider or whatever, and my dog will come running to try and protect me, but it's such a tiny little spider that like it doesn't cross her mind that that could be the reason why I'm screaming. And so she's like jumping up and be like, what's wrong, I'm here to protect you, what am I protecting you from? Meanwhile she's like walking on this spider and I'm like freaking out trying to get her like off of it. I don't want it to like crawl into her fur and like get lost or like just causing more problems than oh, I know, and that's why I don't like that I'm afraid of them, but like it's like I I can't help it. I would very much like if they could, you know, stay outside my house and eat all the bugs before they get into my house. I would appreciate that, but they keep insisting on coming inside and they're not allowed to be inside, especially because they like to sneak up on me, and that's illegal. Definitely not allowed to sneak up on Aura when you're a spider. Does not work. The worst was when we took possession of the house. We did a whole bunch of renovations before we actually moved in, and so like we were building on a whole like front of the house, like because originally when we bought it, the front door opened up and just barely missed the stairs going upstairs. So we're like, that's not a front entrance. So we added a proper front entrance onto the house when we bought it. And so like the doors and windows and everything were open while they were doing construction, and so like lots of spiders got in. So for like a good few years after the fact, we were caught, like there were so many spiders. It was terrifying. Did not like. Oh, you know what? I kind of wanna. We do like. Do something like this. You can barely tolerate butterflies in video games even? Yeah, I have a hard time with spiders in video games. One of the things I really like about like the Hoyoverse who does Genshin is like they actually go out of their way to make sure that there aren't that many phobias in their game. Like they, the only spiders they have are these teeny tiny little things in like webs that like shoot at you from afar, but that's about it. That's it. That's all they do. And they haven't put any like giant like spider shaped things in the game because it's such a common phobia. And then when they added like the underwater zone, they made everything super bright and colorful and beautiful to look at. So like it wasn't like, it didn't seem like deep foreboding water, which, because a lot of people are thalassophobic, so that helped with that too. And I was very appreciative. But like I remember back in the day, anytime there was like spiders in like World of Warcraft, or like I played Dungeon Siege for a bit, I had to get friends to come and help me because I couldn't get past the spiders. They were too scary. I don't go up against Shelob? What? I don't even know who that is. Are you talking about Lord of the Rings? Hello, Daunting Wolf. How are you today? I'm doing all right. Just trying to build some mountains. Artistry. Hopefully. We build them out of wood so that we don't have to farm 200,000 blocks of wood, of obsidian, or whatever we want to make it out of. Because it's got to be solid. Yeah, you were wondering why I was building them out of wood? Yeah, that's why. It's because you gotta build everything solid or other to fight lag. This game does not render things like Minecraft does. This game renders everything unless all four sides are covered, and then it doesn't render it and it disappears. So no lag. But yeah. So I wanted that there. I build with yo, you stopped me from switching tools. That wasn't very nice, sir. Well, I will eventually like cover it all up. Like here, I'll show you what I've done over here, because I have actually like all of, like it will be covered in obsidian. So like if you go in here, see, like it's got the wood blocks behind it. And then this over here hasn't been finalized yet, so you can still see the wood. But it just helps, because there's only so much obsidian. Because this is the closest to purple that I could think of for a natural block. I'm making an wrong button. I am making an elemental island. So this is the plant kingdom, and this is the rock kingdom here. This is the fire kingdom. This will be a volcano when I finally fill it in. I filled in some of it, but not all of it. But this is the fire kingdom. This is the water kingdom. This up here will be the air kingdom, which is definitely work in progress. And I haven't even started on this area. It will be the ice kingdom. And this kingdom over here is the electric kingdom. And so they're based off of like Genshin elements. So I always build with like natural looking colors. I never like deviate from that. So I wanted when I was, because this is my third account. And so I wanted to like challenge myself a little bit. So I opted to, every area has a color theme and I have to build in that color to like challenge myself to use different materials. So makes it interesting. Any story the island looks like a fish? Not really. Here, I'll show you. I'll get this up again. Wrong mouse. In Genshin, there's an island called Inazuma, which is the electric island. And, where is it? There we go. Kind of based off of that, but not really. Here. So, this is like the mountains that I'm kind of doing. I'm just gonna disappear that, but not delete it so that I can find it again. And I think I have a map. Let me go see if I can find the map. I'm pretty sure I took a picture of like the actual map. Yeah. Save image to my desktop, please. Thank you. Where did that go? On my desktop. There, okay. And we will, not that one. Drag this over here. So I wish you could see my pointer, but I wonder if I can like this island right here. But like where it says Narukami Island, 80 or 100%, like that division there, I didn't build any of that, and I kind of like did the rest of it, but like just did my own shape with it. So, but like, you know, loosely just using this as like inspiration. So, but it's kind of like, and because I wanted this like crescent shape here, so I'm gonna put a little village in there. So hold on. So if you equipped the second lowest hammer, went up to the side of these mountains, did a bigger bash, would it ignore the outer obsidian and smash the wood inside? I don't know. I don't know if it would do that. How did I make this separate island? Hang on one sec. Let me... currently don't have my window open, so I can't see the... I can't see the game. I am in OBS. There we go. So this is all buildable. Oh, wrong one. The actual end of the world is here. That is where you can't build anymore. But all of this is all buildable. So you can build out here even though it shows up as deep water on the map. So like basically what you've got to do when playing this game is you've got to look at not so much like deep water on the map, but like whether or not there's sand. Because if there's sand, you can build. If there's not, you cannot. I'm slowly filling all of this in. Like I had to fill all of this in. All of this is solid. All of this under here. That is all solid. Because lag. And I'm slowly filling in all of this. But yeah, like, so like the build area goes out quite a ways. Not obsidian all the way through. I used another block on the inside. But yeah, see? You can see when you look at the look down. So like if you look at the map, you don't think you can build out here, but you absolutely can build out here. And so like I ran along the edge. So like although this is the actual deep water here, but over here is all buildable. Now the only thing is if you I had to be very, very careful because if you pour shallow water, it turns shallow and you cannot make it deep water anymore. So once I get this like how I actually want it to be, the beach or whatever, I'm probably going to pour like very carefully shallow water just to get it on the shallow part, but I want the rest of it to be deep water. I like how that looks with the deep water on the map surrounding most of it. So yeah. Hargon's ship? Yeah, I'm probably going to end up having to destroy Hargon's ship because it is a little bit too close. So, I'll probably end up having to destroy it. But my plan is to break it all down but leave the Hargon blocks so I can see if there's anything else that I can build. Like maybe I'll build like a hot air balloon or something. I don't know. I'm just throwing that out there. To use the Hargon blocks and not have them like be gone, but we'll see. I'll have to see if I can figure out anything that I would want to build, because I at this point I don't have any ideas. I have too much going on the island itself to worry about that. I just know that I need to destroy it sometime and leave the Hargon blocks so that they're there if I want to build with them. That. Yeah, the ship is massive. That's why I wanted to get rid of it. It's too, like, it's like, I feel like it's the size of the island almost, or like a good chunk of it. But like when, not on the map, but when you like look over at it, it just looks like it's the size of my mountain and it looks weird. You hate how thorough they were at making sure you can't take the Hargon blocks? Yeah. Cannot be harvested or even moved with the gloves, and even the Ultima only destroys them. You've done terrain stuff, but you've never filled in. Absolutely, 100%. I showed it to I showed it to Duke earlier, but I'll show you too, cause it's handy to know. So when the game renders everything, if like it renders everything, like literally everything, unless it's covered on all sides. So when it's not covered, it literally disappears when it's loading. So all of that is solid. That's why you can't see any of it. It's solid. It all just disappears. And just is non-existent when it's solid. That's how the game renders it. Very weird. And so, yeah, I fill in everything. And I learned that the hard way. I built a giant cavern on my first island. I built a giant cavern underneath my city. And so when you're in the city, like, it's so laggy because the giant cavern underneath, and I can't like fill in the cavern because it's like part of the story for that island. So rip. I had to give up that island because it's on Switch too, so it was especially laggy, and I can't even build on it anymore. So I'm hoping that when they make Switch, the actual Switch 2, not Switch as well, but Switch 2, it's backwards compatible so that I can keep working on my first island. No, I have not lost my Switch file. I just cannot build on it because it's too laggy. So I'm really hoping that when they upgrade the Switch to a new Switch, that it's backwards compatible so that I can build again, because that would be great. I don't want that one. But yeah, like, it's, so you can have, like, giant caverns, because I do on the other side of my island have giant caverns, and they don't cause nearly as much lag, if at all, because the area between the top of the mountain, like in what I have built on the top of the mountain, and the actual cavern, there's a good, like, 20 blocks solid between them, so it's enough that it blocks and like helps with the lag issue. The problem with my main cavern right underneath my city is that, like, when you're in my city, you literally like lift up 2 blocks and you can see into the cavern. You could fall into the cavern, so it's like right there. So 2 blocks is not enough thickness between to block the draw distance. It needs to be, I think, like 16 was what people were saying for the ultimate blocking. And then yeah, all right. I'm really hoping that they do go backwards compatible, just because I feel like a lot of people would riot if they don't. And it would just give them so much more games for people to play right off the get-go if they made it backwards compatible. I feel like it would be very silly of them not to make it backwards compatible. Because if it's not backwards compatible, I'm not buying it until there's a game that I that's only on that. And I play almost no games, so I won't be buying it. So, like, it like would not make sense for them, I think, to not have it backwards compatible. Part of the reason it renders like that is because it is a voxel game built on a not voxel system, is what I've been told. I'm just repeating stuff that Only Birds has told me. Only Birds is my tech guy. But yeah, I'm really hoping that it's backwards compatible so that I can go back to my Switch games and builds. Just repeating the knowledge you've taught me. I am really not tech savvy at all, so I'm always asking Only Birds for help with stuff, or getting my husband to do stuff for me. Slime time! Oh, by the way, Only Birds, the only Discord message that I've seen is the new one. Is, I don't know if it's just like... Oh no, there we go. I scrolled up and I found the different one. Join Discord and learn ancient building trade secrets. I love it. No, I kept getting the same one. And I was just like, huh, I wonder if it like broke with the adding of the new ones. But it was just coincidence. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to make you panic. It just was weird RNG that it gave the same one like 3 times in a row. Random does that sometimes, yes. Alright, no, I don't know if I actually want to do that. I don't think I do. Yeah, see, there's a different one. Alright, I don't know what I'm doing. I spent too long just blindly... Oh, thank you. Thank you for the hydrate. Perfect. Checking the posture. Posture's good. Sit up straight. Good posture. No slouching here. Yes, I did. I always forget to drink. I'm so bad at it. I've joked that I need Nightbot in Discord so that people can remind me to hydrate through the day. Hey, it's a Wild Spiffy. How's it going? I'm trying to make mountains, Biffy, and it's not. They're not turning out how I want them. I mean, they still look good. But I'm struggling. See, hang on, let me back it up a little bit so you can see what I'm talking about. So this is my mountain range. And which one is it? I think it's this one is the mountain range that I'm trying to make. I'm sure you can see how very different they are. I see it, like that front mountain needs to be made a little bit. It's too chonky. Well, the problem is, see, like that. Hang on, I have to. That is the build height. And I still want to build something on top of the mountain. It does kind of look like the dueling peaks from Zelda. But yeah, like, so that like checkered thing there that I have there is the build height. And because I want to build something on top of it, I'm trying to not build too much higher. But we'll see. I might have to. But I noticed that this one here is too chonky. So I'm just gonna... Well, not all mountains have points. Because some mountains have things on top of them. But yes, the side mountain there needs to be pointed and this mountain needs to be pointed. So that is why I'm narrowing this one down, because I don't want to make it taller, but I want it to be pointy. So we'll make it skinnier. After I spent so much time doing this. Goldy rocks? I can't aim as well with the golems. So I tend not to use them when I'm doing stuff like this. But I'm trying to be very specific about what I break. You have a handy rule of thumb for buying consoles. If there's enough games to balance the price of the console and cost, then I can justify getting the console. Exactly. If they are backwards compatible with the new Switch, then I can buy the Switch a lot sooner than if they're not backwards compatible, because who knows when there'll be a game that I want to play on the new Switch. I don't play very many games. So, you bought $120 worth of games for your Switch, and now you own both those games on PC. Oh no. The new Switch ain't gonna be $300? Well, yeah. It's gonna be like probably $500 or $600. But I'm okay with that if it's good and backwards compatible. Those are my two. I want them, I'm really hoping that they upgrade the hardware and just make it so that it can run stronger. Because like many years ago, there was they sent out like a survey, and one of the questions was like, in a new console, what are you looking for? And this was around the time that I was struggling with this game on my Switch, wishing that I could build bigger, stronger, higher, more complex stuff in builders, because yeah, that would be good. And so one of the options that you could pick was like, you know, a stronger machine, and I was like, yes, please make it stronger. Because so far, like, Nintendo doesn't really care about that, which is fine for a lot of games, but like they've been running into problems with that not being fine lately. So here's hoping here's hoping. The only thing that I don't like about building this far out is that, like, I can't just, you know, like, drop a blueprint and have my minions do it for me. The crazy $500 to $600 consoles takes more games to get you to buy it. I still don't own a PS5. Like, I'm playing on PS4 right now. Because I only play 2 games on the PlayStation, which is Genshin and Builders, and they both run perfectly fine on PS4. So also the PS4 controller is apparently ginormous, and I have teeny tiny hands, so I'm really not looking forward to when I finally upgrade to the PS5. But I've been waiting for them to get out like their slim console. Because right now, like, the actual console itself is just like a giant. So I am hoping they'll have a slimmer version, slightly cheaper. They probably will not be coming out with a smaller controller, unfortunately, for those of us with teeny tiny hands. But you do have a PS5 you got a couple years ago? 6 or 7 games? Yeah. See, that's a problem though. Like, I just don't play enough games. So if they want me to upgrade, they're gonna have to make it worth my while. I'm just very picky about the games that I play, so. Now, if they released a Builders 3, yeah, I might consider upgrading for that. But I'm really hoping that, like, once, like, the next Switch is out, that they're gonna, like, be like, hey, we've been working on Builders 3 all this time. We just wanted to make sure that it would run on the Switch, on the new Switch. Pipe dreams. Day 1 purchase, right? Yeah, I'm gonna pre-order Builders 3. When they announce it, I'm like immediately pre-ordering it. I don't even care. And I'm pre-ordering it for like every console if it's not cross-play. Like this one is not. Wishful thinking. Yep. No, but with I see your comment about the blueprint now. I do have to make it once, but like, what I would do is like blueprint the mountain and move it over a little bit, and then I wouldn't have to rebuild it. But I can't do that, so RIP, it's gonna be in the wrong place. It'll be one block off. Except it'll be more than one block off, because if I could move it, I would move it over quite a bit. I don't know, like I find, because like what I do is like I put down the blueprint and go and do other things, or like I help them with the blueprint, so I've never really had a problem with getting them to work on it. Like right now, they're currently farming poisonous pea for me, because that's going to be the main thing that I use over here. So I set up a blueprint of like earth blocks. Like I made like an area to hold poison, liquid poison, filled it with earth blocks, blueprinted it, broke the earth blocks, filled it with poison, and now whenever they place an earth block into it, which is on the blueprint, it immediately turns into poisonous peat, and they break it and put it back for me. And yeah, 2 of those stacks are mine that I had before, but that's still a lot of stacks that they've done for me, and I've not had to worry about it. Like 2 of these stacks are mine, and the rest are they've done for me. Worth it in my book. Absolutely worth it. You wish you had that much dirt. See, dirt is easy to collect. That you just take a golem and go smash happy on a Blossom Bay or something. And it doesn't even matter if you break like grass or whatever, it'll all turn into dirt. Yeah, you do need a lot of it, but like not that much of a problem, I think. Wah! I fell. Okay, let's go there. Custom Naviglobes, 100%. You know what they should have added? Custom tablets, so that we could define an area of our own. And I could actually have people living out here. Put like a little tablet or like Naviglobe and like have it be like a designated area for people to live. Because having NPCs only live in these 3 areas is very annoying. Like that's a lot of island. Like all of this that they cannot live on. All of that. That's a waste of space. And they really should have, the plush side of Buildotropias, yeah. I think that's why my first island was built on a Buildertopia. Was because I didn't know what to do with my mess of an Isle of Awakening. And I wanted the villagers to be able to access like everything. And it's great for like filling stuff. Like I fill a huge chunk of mountain or whatever, and then blueprint it and just like scooch it around my island and watch my dudes fill the mountain for me. That was handy. Although like a lot of it, like when I had to fill like after the fact, so I was filling in with like vegetation like right on the other side. I didn't want to risk putting a blueprint, so I filled it by hand. Took a long time, but I didn't want to risk destroying the outer landscaping with like blueprints by accident, so. I'm used to doing everything by hand. As you can see. A lot of my building ends up just being me and a hammer. Nothing beats a little elbow grease, yeah. Whoops. Until you get hungry. And then it's annoying. Oh, there's a... I'm so bad at eating. Daunting that, we have a counter for it. Yes, Duke, I do. That is part and parcel of being ADHD, is that like I don't remember anything, like ever. My husband used to joke before we knew I was ADHD that like if my head wasn't attached, I would lose it. And it's probably true. So, yeah. C'est la vie. The ADHD V. The worst was when I was pregnant, because, like, baby brain, right, makes you forget stuff. But, like, on top of that, like, just my regular memory. So I went from having, like, a sieve for memory to having a black hole. It was terrible. Would tell me something and I would immediately forget it. Alright. Not quite sure if you have ADHD. What's MSAT? I don't think I know MSAT. Mild spectrum autistic disorder. Oh, I've never heard it called MSAD before. Because autism is just a spectrum. So. No. I've heard it autism spectrum disorder. ASD. There's a lot of crossovers between autism and ADHD, by the way, so. And also ADHD and autism are often in the same person. I don't think I'm autistic, but like, there are a lot of people that are often, as they say, here, I'll type it. I'm not trying to remember. Yeah, I think it's like that. Like that. They're autistic ADHD. Alright, that is looking a little better, I think. But, let's... Well, thanks for dropping by, Daunting. We'll see you next time. Have fun with your builds. If or when you play builders. Happy Smash It, thank you. I'm hoping to get all this shaped out soon so that I can start actually making it look like what it's gonna look like. But I really need to figure out the shape and everything, because I don't, like, I have an idea of things that I want to do. Like, I want to do a temple, I want to do a little village, which that's the only thing that I know where that's going. I want to do like a little rice field farm, like with the tiered fields, because I think that would be cool. And so I need to kind of figure out the lay of the land and where all of this stuff would go if I were to add it. The overlap between autism and ADHD always makes you wonder if you have one, or do you have only one? Do you have the other and you're misdiagnosed? Does it matter anyway since they all overlap? Yeah, I don't know. Like, there are certain things that are different. Like, I can't speak to autism because I am not autistic. But I know that there are a lot of overlaps with autism and ADHD. The main thing I think with ADHD is you're more impulsive. So if you find that you're extremely impulsive, but at the same time too, like that, I know people who say that like it took forever for them to get diagnosed as autistic ADHD because their autistic traits would cancel out their ADHD traits. But they still have both, so they still have like problems that they need assistance with, and so like one of my favorite explanations of ADHD, because like attention deficit disorder, right? Like a lot of people think that it's like you can't pay attention to anything. And so like what I heard it explained is it's not a deficit of attention, because you can absolutely hyper-focus on stuff. It's that you have no control where your attention goes, like where your focus goes. So you have a super important thing you have to do, but your brain wants you to like watch the paint dry or something, right? Like, I don't know. It just said the first thing that came into my mind. But like, yeah. So like, because a lot of parents will be like, oh, my kid doesn't have ADHD. They focus for hours at a time on video games. Well, yes, that is because video games are interesting and exciting. And they check off all the boxes for holding attention. You want them to pay attention, you need to make it interesting. Is the top one. Oh, what are the... I can't even remember them now. Yay! But it's like interesting whether or not like it's critical. Like, so if there's like a looming deadline, that can help you focus. Because it's like an emergency. And yeah, there's like, yeah, I don't remember, so I'm gonna stop. The funny thing is though, like the emergency thing, like we will ADHDers tend to freak out over like a small incident, and it's like a huge emergency because we just don't know how to deal with it. But in an actual emergency, cool as a cucumber, because the actual emergency gives us dopamine, which calms our brain. And so it was great because like I took all kinds of lifeguarding stuff and like first aid, whatever, when I was a teenager. And so like anytime there was an emergency, I knew what to do because I trained so long for it. And so anytime there was an emergency, like everyone around me would be like freaking out. I'd be like, ah, nah, don't worry about it. We just got to do this and this. And everyone's like, how are you so calm? I'm like, I don't know. I just am. And if only I knew then what I know now. But the 90s. Woot. ADHD was only for hyperactive little boys. Alright. The funny thing about ADHD though is like if a lot of your friends have ADHD, chances are you probably do too. Because ADHDers just get along really well with each other. Friends. Hey, I mean, most of my friends are online friends. Online friends count. Alright. That looks better. It was too chonky. Might make it just a little bit higher too. But it was definitely too chonky. You have 2 friends you've known online for over 25 years? Yep. I have a few friends that like, but I don't talk to them like as much anymore because we don't play the same games anymore. And that's how I met most of them, as in World of Warcraft. But every once in a while we'll like chat. I tried to get the one of them likes Animal Crossing, so when I was streaming Animal Crossing, she like resurfaced in my life, which was nice. But I'm not as big on Animal Crossing as she is, so I haven't played it in forever, so we stopped talking again. But she's also ADHD, so like she gets it. She doesn't take offense, which is the great thing about having neurodivergent friends when you are neurodivergent, is that you just get it. Like, the person's not ghosting you, they just forgot you exist. It's okay. It's like, listen, if I can forget that I own a dog who I see every day and I walk every day, I can definitely forget about people that I haven't spoken to or seen in a long time. You forget you exist. I straight up forget to breathe sometimes. It's terrifying. I went for a sleep study actually for sleep apnea, but like I never heard anything back from it because it was such a terrible experience. I didn't sleep at all the whole night, so like they couldn't figure out whether or not I have sleep apnea because I didn't sleep. Pretty sure I do, but I'm like never going to do a sleep study in my life ever again because that was terrible. They did. It's a place whose literal job is to test people with sleeping problems, i.e. probably 90% of the people that they have are going to snore. And the walls were paper thin. Like, I could not sleep because the guy in the room next to me sounded like a literal chainsaw. Like, you know the cartoon like chainsaw noise that they use for snoring? He actually sounded like that. And on top of it, he was yelling things in his sleep. Like, and then she's like, the nurse is like constantly coming in to like check on wires and stuff like that. And like, it was such, I was like, how do you expect people to sleep in like this atmosphere? I don't get it. It's not possible. And so the sleep study failed me. And I like never ever want to go back there ever again. And I don't know if like anywhere else does sleep studies, so that just means I'm SOL for sleep studies. Your sleep schedule has been just broken down entirely, and worse, I can't even get all my sleep at once. Yeah, I have, since the pandemic, I am the same. I go to sleep, like I cannot fall asleep. It's very rare, actually. It's not that I cannot, but it's extremely rare for me to fall asleep before 2 a.m. And usually if I am falling asleep before 2 a.m., it's because I'm so exhausted that I can actually fall asleep, or I'm sick. Like, there's no, like, in between, because I just don't sleep. It takes me half an hour to fall asleep, which is why the sleep thing was a problem, because by the time I started to fall asleep, everyone else was already asleep and snoring. And I'm a really light sleeper, so anytime there's any noise or anything like that, I wake up. And so I sleep from like 2 a.m. to 8 a.m. Wake up, walk the dog, take the kid to school, all that stuff. Then, depending on if I'm really tired, I'll like either go back to sleep right away, or I will do stuff and go to sleep after lunch. But like, I need that nap. There's no way I can survive without the nap. It ain't happening. Alright, much skinnier. More pointed. Might make it even more pointed. Alright, that's good. Et voilà, montagne! You've always had trouble falling asleep lying in bed for over an hour. Brain unable to find the off switch. But it used to be once you fell asleep, you'd be asleep for the duration. Now you don't. Delayed circadian rhythm, like the sleep problems, is very ADHD, by the way. There's a meme, like the astronaut like looking at Earth or whatever, with the other astronaut pointing a gun at him or whatever, and he's like, "Wait, it's all ADHD?" And the astronaut holding the gun is like, "Yep, always has been." And that's a common like thread with like ADHDers. They're like, it's like, I don't have a personality, it's just all ADHD. And it's so true. That's what it feels like. was always a night owl though. 2 to 2:30 a.m. was customary bedtime for me. See, I was like, I actually did have a schedule because I was a nanny for years. And like, you know, you have to be at the person's house at 7 a.m. So I would fall asleep at a decent time because I had to wake up so early. And then when the pandemic hit, or shortly before the pandemic, like once we had a kid, and like I just was not sleeping because kid was not sleeping. That's when my sleep schedule started to get messed up. And then the pandemic hit, and I just did not sleep at all. Like I was going to bed at like 4 or 5 a.m. because I just could not sleep. Luckily, Hubs was working from home, so he could, like, I could do that, but it really messed up my sleep schedule, or the little schedule I had. And although now I have, like, now my schedule is like, I just sleep at 2 a.m. and have a nap in the afternoon. As long as I can, like, get stuff done during the day, then it's okay. Which Mondays are video game days because I'm trying to get stuff set up for stream. Gotta get more stuff done tomorrow. Hopefully I remember. Oops. Go. Alright, let's see if we can get this guy pointed. I think it might have been the last job you had in 2018 to 2019. It was late night shift. Often not home until after 1. What I did was sleep after unwinding a bit, then I was up for a while, but to make sure I was rested enough for work, got a nap in mid-afternoon. Well, okay. I would like to point out that back in the day, humans would actually sleep in like 2 slots. Sleeping the whole night through is actually not normal. So, that's why kids have such a hard time adjusting to it. And my neurodivergents have a hard time doing it. It's just not what our brains were programmed to do originally. You sleep for a few hours, you wake up in the middle of the night, hang out, do stuff. It's when a lot of people would get writing done. And then, I don't know exactly when it changed, but it did change. And now everybody tries to sleep at 8 hours all in one go. Alright. One more, I think. You're well aware that you are neurodivergent. You don't know which neurodivergency. Yep. Mood. I don't like using my mild spectrum autism as a crutch, if you will, to explain everything. See, I worried about that because autism and ADHD and all that are hereditary. So if you have a parent who has them, kid is very likely to have it. So my kid is ADHD. And I actually, like, for a while when I realized that he was probably ADHD, struggled to decide whether or not we were going to get him diagnosed or not, because I didn't want it to be a crutch, so to speak. And then, like, I sort of, like, in the learning about ADHD during that time, because as soon as I got diagnosed, like, and started learning about it, I knew immediately that he was ADHD. So in the learning of it or whatever, I went through a mourning period, like MOURNING, not like morning time of day, but like sad. Is like mourning what my life could have been if I had known that I was ADHD and had been able to put into place things to help me better. And I do really wish that I had known sooner so that I could have put those things in place and actually, like, because, like, I would straight up go to my teachers and be like, this is what I need. Describe ADHD to a T, and have them be like, no, we can't do that. That's not how we do things. And, like, just be screwed for school, for work, or whatever. Because I couldn't explain to them, like, this is how my brain works, because I am neurodivergent and I need you to accommodate me so that I can work at the same level as everyone else. Like, your neurodivergency is not a crutch. People accommodating you and helping you with your neurodivergency is not, like, a bad, like, it should not be a bad thing. Society does see it as a bad thing, but it is literally a person who needs glasses wearing glasses. That is all it is. You have your brain does not work the same. You need help with it, and you getting the help is you getting your glasses so that you can see straight. And I really wish that people understood that more. It does feel like, I understand that completely because I am 40 and I was diagnosed when I was 36. So I went through my whole life not knowing about ADHD. and just thinking that I was a big failure because I couldn't do things the same that everyone else could do. And that's part of why you go through the mourning process, because if you had known, you wouldn't have felt that way. My annoyance comes in that, like, I was going to college for early childhood education, in which you learn about autism and ADHD, and I straight up explained all the symptoms of ADHD to my professor, and she did not, like, it did not click to her that, like, I was explaining ADHD and that's why I needed help with certain things. Basically what it was like, I knew, like, I would, like, every time a class started, I was all gung-ho to do all the work and get everything done. And I would want to do that, but I needed the syllabus explained to me so that I could just get a start on all the work. And then when it actually came time to, like, you know, hand it in, I would have a base to work from, and all I would have to do is, like, edit it, fix it up a little bit, and then I could hand it in and actually get my work done. So I asked her if she would be willing to go over the syllabus with me, and I explained about how, like, I can't stay focused that long. I need to just go over the syllabus so that I can, like, well, I have the interest right now and the drive to do it, that I can, like, get the work mostly done, and then when it actually comes time to doing it in class or whatever, I have, like, you know. And she just looked at me like I had grown 3 heads and was like, we don't do things that way. And I was like, okay. But if I had known that I had ADHD and had been, like, gone to, like, admin and been like, yo, this is what I need, they would have been like, okay, here you go. And, like, it would not have been a problem. And, like, so I just, like, I hate when people are like, well, I don't want to, like, do, like, accessibility. That's, like, you know, cheating or whatever for people. It's like, you know what? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. If accessibility helps anybody, it's doing its job. There's a professor on YouTube or whatever, who has ADHD but didn't know until recently. But when he was teaching his classes or whatever, he would always, like, make accommodations, things that he wished he'd had growing up and with his teachers and professors and whatever. And he'd have people like, well, how do your kids know that they need to, like, do work or whatever? How do they learn? It's like, he's like, well, I still give them, like, deadlines and stuff, but if they're late, they're late. I'm not gonna, like, give them 0. They still did the work. It just took them, like, a little bit longer. And it's not like, you know, they're handing it in, like, 3 months later. They just, like, you know, something came up, something happened, they couldn't do it right away, and then they handed in, like, literally, like, a day or 2 after the due date. He's like, why would I have an issue with that? Like, they're here to learn. How are they learning if I won't let them hand in their work? And I honest to God wish that, like, so many more people were like that. It would make the world a better place for everybody. And it wouldn't matter if you were diagnosed with, like, ADHD or autism or whatever, because you wouldn't need to be. If everybody had, like, accommodations of what they needed. If that was just, like, the norm. Am I you? It's sounding a lot like you. But yeah, no, I really wish that, like, giving people extra help was not such a, like, horrendous thing to do. I will never understand why people are just so vehemently against giving others aid. In any form. You need glasses? Here's glasses. You need something explained to you in more detail? Well, let's explain it to you in more detail. Like, it doesn't matter. Everybody, accessibility is for everybody and should be more readily available. They're not equipped to understand. It is very hard to think outside the box on how brains work. Mm-hmm. But that's what I mean. Like, if we just made it... Whoops. If we just made it more clear, if, like, neurodiversity was just, like, taught more, then people would understand it. Can I imagine how a neurotypical thought processes go? Not really. Although there is a lovely couple that I watch on YouTube, ADHD Love. He is neurotypical, she has ADHD. And they will often like do swaps. They'll like so like they're watching a movie and she's like looking at her phone and reading her phone, and her husband's like concentrating on the movie or whatever, and she's like, babe, are you even watching the movie? Like, do you even want to watch the movie? He's like, what? She's like, you haven't looked at your phone once. Like, how do I know you're watching the movie and enjoying it if you haven't looked at your phone once? And it's like they just like they flip it on their heads, like how like it would look if everyone was neurodivergent and like neurotypicals or whatever. And like one of them was like, she's like, did you just like pick up the phone and call and make an appointment? He's like, yeah. She's like, what do you mean you just picked up the phone and like how, like what, that's not possible. And it's just like really funny things like that, like just not accepting what he does because her brain is different. It doesn't work that way. And it's a really good way to like sort of like just showcase how different it is and how ridiculous it is to expect people's brains to work the same. Because even like two neurodivergent brains are not going to work the same. Like, they'll have similarities, but there will be a lot of things that are different about them. Like, I have dyscalculia, which means I do not do numbers. My kid loves math. I think like a neurodiverse would have a better chance of explaining how a neurotypical thinks than a neurotypical has of explaining how a neurodiverse thinks, just because the neurotypicals get upset with us when we don't think like them and ask like, you know, what were you thinking, or like, you know, just do it. It's like, I would love to just do it, but my brain won't let me. You do all the numbers, you're definitely math brained. I am not. I ask my 10-year-old to do math for me. That is how bad I am. I'd be like, yo, kiddo, what's 7 times 4? He'll be like, blah. I'm like, thanks. Otherwise, I'm breaking out my calculator on my phone. $28, yeah, see, like I could not have told you. My brain just does not do numbers. Although he is getting to the point where like the math is getting a little bit harder, so he's starting to struggle a little bit. But for the most part, he still does like math. Which is good. I hope he always likes math. Tend to turn to a calculator just because it's faster. But do the most basic math in your head. I can do it in my head. It's just like I have got to count on fingers and like, because I have tried to learn my multiplication tables so many times, but with memory issues, it ain't happening. It's like, I can't remember why I walked into a room. You really expect me to remember multiplication tables? Because the person playing your sim clicked cancel when you go to the room. Yes, exactly. Gosh, it's so terrifying to think of. But that's exactly what it feels like. But then you like leave the room and you're like, oh yeah, that's what I needed. And you walk back into the room and you're like, what was it that I needed? And like, I've done this. Like, I leave the room, remember, come back, forget. Leave the room, remember, come back, forget. Like, and it's just so frustrating. That's when I know that I haven't gotten enough sleep, though. I need more sleep at that point. When my brain is malfunctioning that bad. It's sleep time. Alright. Alright. I do really need to figure out where I'm putting everything. I probably want to put the tiered rice fields like here. Like coming off of this mountain and like tearing down here. That probably makes the most sense just because the rice fields are usually water and have like a spring or whatever coming down the mountain, waterfall or something. I don't know. So let's start trying to get that ready. Go. Not wanna. Yep. Thank you. Alright, I don't think that the Build Oculars camera will only let you look so far at certain angles. Very annoying. Yo, they weren't supposed to push me off that way. Rude. Do you wanna? Oh, camera, you suck. Oh, I am almost max. This would be a good time to buy some rice. Yo. Yeah, please stop doing that, camera. Let me look around corners. Is that like the point? Now the question is, do I want to put, because I'm going to need a little farmhouse for whoever's looking after the rice fields. Do I want to put it at the bottom of the tiers? At the top of the tiers? In the middle of the tiers? Oh, so many questions. Right, I think what I want to do is... Right. Like... have like a ledge or something to start the tiers on. So go down here, but then here. Down. I'll fix that later. But now I just wanna go down. Camera, why won't you go up more? And the only thing I hate about the binoculars is that, like, you've got like a height in order for them to, like, work properly. If you're trying to do stuff that's like hot, straight above you. Because it does not look straight up. Alright, so the goal is to have probably to about, maybe a good, let's see. Damn it. Hunger! Curse you! This. Alright. Gives me a good idea of what I feel like it might be too far out. I'll leave that for now. No, I hate it when I do that. Like that might be too far out. We'll bring this out a little bit. That was not the direction that I thought I was facing. Ay, 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 ay. Actually might wanna like this? Oh, that's what's beach here. Gotta make my beach a little bit smaller just because what I want to do, I'm gonna need more space to do it. That's okay, I don't know, I don't have any plans for this beach. Other than I thought there should be a beach here. No, stop doing that. Oh my goodness. I'm getting sleepy eyes, so it's harder to notice when my thing jumps like that. Come on. Dang it. I definitely want more control over the binoculars if we get a third builders game. Like, which direction this faces should not have to depend on which direction my builder is facing. I should be able to move the binocular camera like I can move the camera. Like I should be able to do this if I wanted to, and build over here with the binoculars. Or like do this. Well, not have it go up, but yeah. I like that slope a little bit better. That skip? No, it did not. Okay. It's hard to tell. It looks like it skipped the very bottom layer. Whoops, I ran out finally. No! Stop doing that! I'm gonna wrap up soon. Sorry, what? Oh, yeah. Slime time. Galaxy Unpacked. Oh no. I don't, I wouldn't know how to tell what Stream Elements does and does not do. Oh, right, on the screen, that's what you mean. Oh yeah, it does. That's so funny. I think we've had that happen before with certain, where like certain emojis show up on Stream Elements, but not on not in Twitch. Yeah, that doesn't show up for me in the chat, but it shows up on Stream Elements. It's very cute face. Alright. I think that does a better job. Gives me more space. I might want to like extend this area a little bit. Guess we'll see. No, dang it. Join Discord where we help each other with build ideas. And making stuff look better. It's always great to get a second pair of eyes on your builds. Come on, no, dang it. See, I hate that it turns, that I have to be in the exact right spot. I should be able to control it so that it doesn't do this. Slime time! I should probably go to bed. That's what I should do. We've this is one of those days where it's like it looks like we got nothing done, but we got lots done. Yeah. I'm gonna leave it there. I don't know how much I'll work off stream. We'll see. But if I do, I'm just gonna... The only thing I would do is do those rice fields. Like, get the basic shape formed. Because I would like to start, as soon as we can. Moving on to, no. Making this the terrain it's supposed to be. It was a ton of work, but that, like, I know it was a ton of work, but it doesn't look like a ton of work. Because the mountains are still, like, almost exactly how they were before. Except maybe a little skinnier, but not necessarily noticeable. But yeah, it's weird how that works sometimes. You get a whole bunch of work done and it looks like nothing. That's why you gotta keep going. Just keep building, just keep building. Eventually you'll have something to show for your work. Anyways, thanks for dropping by. Wednesday we'll do more Pokemons. Still trying to finish that Pokedex so that I can move on to DLC stuff, because that'll be fun. And then, yeah. So if you're only here for builders, we'll see you again on Monday. If you're here for Pokemon as well, we'll see you on Wednesday for Pokemon. If you're on YouTube, it's reversed. Wednesday is builders and Monday is Pokemon, because I always upload the previous stream before I stream again. So, yeah. Anyways, we'll see you next time. Thanks for dropping by. Bye-bye, everybody.